What if the happiest day of your life felt like standing on a frozen lake in winter, beautiful, shining under the sun, but one wrong step and everything cracks beneath you? In episode 11 of The Villainess is adored by the prince of the neighbor kingdom, titled My Beautiful Lady. Released on March 22, 2026, and streaming now on Crunchyroll, that fragile joy hangs by a thread. Tiara Rose has walked far from the game's cruel ending, hand in hand with Aquasteed, building a love sweeter than any fairy tale. Yet here, on the edge of her wedding, shadows from the past creep in like cold wine through an open window. You can almost taste the sugar on your tongue turning bitter, feel the silk of a wedding dress suddenly heavy, hear the distant echo of jealous whispers. I sat frozen, heart pounding, asking myself, can true happiness survive when someone else still wants to claim it as their own? It pulls you in deep, not because it's being sold, but because you suddenly ache to know if the ice will hold or shatter. Picking up from the building tension of recent episodes, where jealousy simmers, old rivals stir, and Tyararos' new life in the neighboring kingdom feels almost too perfect. Episode 11 centers on the long-awaited wedding preparations and the final obstacles to Tiara Rose and Aquasteed's union. Whispers of interference grow louder, hearts race with doubt and devotion, and one key confrontation forces choices that could change everything. Without spoiling the heart of it, the episode flows like a slow dance toward the altar, blending tender moments with rising dread. It transitions the story from courtship's sweetness into the real test of love under pressure, leaving you leaning forward, breath held, desperate to see if vows can outlast envy. It's that pull in your chest saying, you have to witness what happens when the bride walks down the aisle. The episode moves the narrative forward with graceful purpose, tightening every thread toward the wedding as the season's emotional peak. Revelations about lingering threats from the original game world surface naturally, no forced drama, just quiet truths that hit hard. Pacing feels deliberate, soft, romantic buildup gives way to sharper tension, balanced like a heartbeat quickening before a storm. Fans often wonder about certain cloudy parts, why old feelings refuse to fade, or how far jealousy can push someone. From the light novel by Puni-chan, these moments draw directly from deeper character arcs. The heroine Akari's pain isn't simple villainy but a twisted echo of the game's script clashing with real emotions. The anime clarifies this without heavy explanation, letting actions and glances speak. A strong cliffhanger at the close leaves destiny's teetering, making the wait for what's next almost painful. Tiara Rose shines brightest here, her growth from a scared reincarnated villainess to a woman who claims her happiness feels earned and touching. Her quiet strength, once hidden behind fear, now blooms openly. Her choices feel consistent yet deeply moving. Aquasteed's devotion burns steady and fierce, his protectiveness revealing layers of vulnerability we rarely see. Akari's struggles add real depth, not cartoon evil, but raw hurt that makes her human. Every dialogue fits their souls perfectly. No sudden changes, just beautiful, transformative honesty. Love versus possession, forgiveness against resentment. These questions breathe through every scene. Tiara Rose asks silently, can you build joy on someone else's pain without it crumbling? It echoes old tales of star-crossed lovers or historical queens who fought for their place. Hope wins small battles here, but despair lurks close, showing how fragile happiness can be when envy poisons the air. The fairy blessings and kingdom traditions feel richer now. Marine Forest's gentle magic contrasts the harsher original kingdom, adding warmth and stakes. New cultural touches, like wedding rituals tied to fairies, make the universe feel alive and layered without overwhelming. The script sparkles with gentle poetry. Lines like soft confessions carry real weight, lingering like perfume after the scene ends. Nothing feels forced or cliché. Words foreshadow quietly, resonate deeply. You hear them and think of your own unspoken feelings, wondering what you'd say in that moment. Art director Kazuhiro Arai crafts a dreamy palette, soft pastels for romance, sharper contrasts when tension rises. Lighting glows like candlelight on silk, shadows whisper doubt. Fluidity in character movements feels natural, especially in tender or anxious moments. Beauty here means vulnerability, the kind that makes your heart ache because it's so real. Directed by Takayuki Hamana, the episode uses close-ups on trembling hands and wide shots of grand halls to mirror inner turmoil. Editing rhythm sways like a waltz, slow and intimate, then quick cuts that spike your pulse, pulling you right into the bride's racing thoughts. Music by Satoshi Hano and Karen Nakano acts like a gentle heartbeat. Soft strings swell with love, tense notes creep in like doubt. Silence in key moments speaks volumes, louder than any shout, letting emotions echo inside you. My Fushigami as Tiara Rose delivers with warm, trembling sincerity. Her voice carries quiet courage that feels like holding your breath. Yuichiro Omihara as Aquasteed brings deep, steady passion. His timbre makes every promise feel unbreakable. Yumari Hanamori as Akari adds raw emotion, intensity that hurts to hear, yet draws sympathy. empathy. This episode wrapped around my heart like warm silk turning cold. I felt the flutter of hope in sweet glances, the sting of jealousy like a hidden thorn, the quiet wonder of two people choosing each other against the odds. The pivotal moment feels like destiny's brushing close, a breaking point where love either holds firm or fractures forever. It asks the questions we all carry. What would you risk for real happiness? How do you forgive when the past won't let go? I left tasting sweetness mixed with worry, hearing faint wedding bells in the quiet, wondering what I'd do standing at that altar myself. Some might find the gentle pace slow compared to action-heavy shows, or wish for faster twists. But that softness is the strength. It lets emotions breathe, making the tension feel earned rather than rushed. The sweetness isn't naivety. It's deliberate, a choice to show love as something worth protecting slowly and carefully. Episode 11 glows with emotional truth, stunning visuals, and heartfelt performances. It fully achieves its goal of turning a Villainess's story into something tender and powerful. Small quiet moments outweigh any minor drag. But now the veil is lifted, the aisle waits. One final question lingers in the air like falling petals. When love stands at the edge of ruin, will it bloom brighter or fade into memory? The answer calls from Crunchyroll. You don't just want to watch episode 11. You need to feel the silk, hear the vows, and decide for yourself if happiness can truly win. The bride is waiting. Will you walk with her?